Video. In today's video I will show you how to use Docker Compose with nodejs or JavaScript applications. So what I have done is that I have just created an index.js file, and inside my package.json file I am using Express as well as I am using Redis, and in my script command I am using the start command for starting my index.js file. If you check, I am using 2.8.0 version of Redis. If you use the latest version, I think it is version 4, then you might have to check the documentation, because with version 2 you can start Redis with a code like this, but with version 4 it is completely different. So choose whatever you want. Again, this video is about Docker and Docker Compose, not about Redis. So yeah, first I will get started. Like, I am importing Express and I am importing Redis. Then we are creating object for Express, and this is our Redis client. First we are passing a host name, but typically you might see a host name would be something like some port number or some URL, but here we are just passing Redis dash server. I will tell you where exactly this name comes from, and the port number for Redis is typically 6379. Then what I am doing is that I am setting a key of visits, and the value for it is 0. And every time you go to the base URL of your nodejs application, I'm getting the visits count from this key of visits, and I'm sending it as a request, as well as I'm incrementing the count and storing it back to the Redis server with this visit key. Okay, so if you don't know Redis, like, Redis is basically like in-memory database for your backend, just like you have IndexedDB or local storage for your web front end, or if you are from mobile application, you might have used a Room database for Android, or Core Data or Swift Data for iOS. Similarly, there is Redis database for backend. Now you might say that we already have a database like Postgres or SQL. Why do we require Redis? It's just that Redis helps us to cache data. Like, the operation to Redis is much more faster as compared to your traditional database. That's why we use Redis. Okay, now here I'm creating our Dockerfile. So same as my previous video, so I'm just importing node alpine. Then we are going to the working directory of /user/app. Then we are copying package.json. Then we are running npm install. Then we are copying each and every file of our project to the user/app. Then to start our server, we just need cmd npm start. So this is Dockerfile is only specific to nodejs. Now where is the Redis part? So for that you have to create a docker compose.yaml, and there is already a Redis image available on Docker Hub. So typically what we do is, for docker compose.yaml we add this version of 3. Then inside services, so here you can see I'm giving the image name of Redis as Redis server. So that's why inside index.js we are using Redis server over here. Okay, if you don't have any Redis server, if you are just have a node application, you can remove this and you would just have, so this can be anything. Okay, Redis dash server, or my Redis database, anything. And similarly for node app, I have given this name as node dash app, but you can give any name you want. And this is a policy, like if our server fails, then we will automatically restart. That's why I have given restart on failure. And the build is dot. This means that refer to this Docker file which I have already in my project working directory. And if you see here, we are running on port 8081, but I want to map to port 4001 inside Docker. Now given that you have created Docker Compose, you don't need to build like docker build -t or docker run. You can just run docker compose up. If you want, you can build it, but docker compose up will do everything for you, like building as well as running. So I will just take this command, I will paste it over here, and it will automatically create everything for me. So here you can see it is pulling the Redis server first. Then it will once the Redis server is completed, it will try to install our node modules. but before that it pulls the node alpine as well. And here you can see it is running on port 8081, but actually it is running on port 4001. If you want, instead of 4001 you can write 8081 as well. Okay, so I will just write 4001, and here you can see my number of visits is 0. Now if I try to refresh, my number of visits is 1 2 3 4 5. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.